Statistics indicate that 1 out of 4 people who seek healthcare in Kenya have a mental health condition, with depression being the most common mental health illness worldwide. According to the WHO report in April 2023, Kenya ranks the 5th among African countries with the highest number of depression cases. To address this issue, LVCT Health, through the BT project, has partnered with Strong Minds Uganda to offer interpersonal group therapy to adolescent and young girls in the DREAMS program with presumptive depression symptoms.
LVCT Health came into this partnership with Strong Minds Kampala. It's an organization based in Kampala that their main goal is to treat depression. And one of the things that we've been able to observe even as we implement the DREAMS program is the issues of depression, issues of suicidal thoughts and ideations amongst adolescent girls. And that has been hindered in either uptake of other services, whether it's biomedical services, or even as uptake of other services that are beneficial, like just getting education. And so when this partnership came along with it, it's a better opportunity to see how to integrate the implementation of the interpersonal therapy within the DREAMS program, just to be like any other intervention within the DREAMS program, but also looking at a bigger goal of having resilient adolescents, empowered adolescents, the adolescents that are able to make their own choices. So we just added this, and especially that part for resilience, so that they can be able to be helped to be able to cope with other issues that may be affecting their life and affecting their uptake of HIV services and other sexual and reproductive health related services.
Strong Minds is in partnership with LVCT in implementing IPTG in Kiambu. So the program started last July. That is when we had our training. We began with the training of mentors in IPTG methodology, and the mentors were good to go after 1 week. They went out to the community to roll out the session. So they started implementing in July, late July. That is when we started running our first group therapy.
Specifically, what we are doing is to treat depression using talk therapy. We are using a model for talk therapy called IPTG, interpersonal psychotherapy, which is done in groups. IPTG is the first-line treatment for depression recommended by the World Health Organization to help people who struggle with symptoms and triggers of depression to cope with life stressors and to feel better.
IPTG is done into phases. We have phase 1, we have phase 2, we have phase 3 and phase 4. The very first phase is called peer assessment, where we screen the girls and see the intensity of their depression. So the ones that are depressed are taken through pre-group, where we administer another form that is called PHQ-9. So the ones that qualifies for therapy are those that scores more than 10.
For all our the 9 DREAM sites, we have implemented IPTG, starting from Umoja, Kiandutu, Weteithie, Gashororo, Tinganga, Riabai, where we also have the township, and Dumberi, and the farthest site that we have is Kenale. So in all these sites, we train the mentors and also the supervisors. A total of 70 people were trained, 60 mentors and 10 supervisors. For the 60 mentors that were chosen from the site, where we were given like around 6 mentors from each site who were interested in doing the IPTG work. So after the training, the people started now recruiting. They did the mobilization, sensitization of the people, and then they formed groups.
My role is to train, coach, and mentor IPTG facilitators who are mentors under the DREAMS program. I have trained them in a 5-day training workshop where I took them through the steps of delivery of IPTG, and they have gotten the concept. For the past 8 weeks, they have been leading sessions in different sites, DREAM sites, where they were able to mobilize, sensitize, create awareness about mental health and depression in particular. From the sensitization, the dream girls who identified with symptoms of depression were assessed using a screening tool called PHQ-9, Patient Health Questionnaire 9, a standard tool for checking for depression. At the end, those who scored high on the symptoms were put in groups of 12 and were taken through a series of talk sessions.
We've enrolled girls from the ages of 14 to 24, and yeah, so we usually have them at the safe spaces on Saturday. That is when we usually get our therapy sessions, and we run 1 hour-and-a-half sessions weekly. So for every week, we only run 1 session, and we've been doing that for 8 weeks now. And currently, we are also preparing for our second cycle, which should be beginning next week. So some of the mentors have already started mobilizing for the next cycle, and we hope that LVCT will be able to roll out this project after the successful implementation of the pilot. We've treated over 1,200 girls so far currently, the girls that have attended therapy, and we are looking forward to treat even more, as we've had discussions that we may be expanding even to other counties in Kenya.
Just recently there was that survey that was done in Kenya, and there's a report that came out on the adolescent health. And when you look at the issues of depression, issues of suicide, those are some of the things that came out. And even amongst the adolescent girls and young women, there was a significant number of girls saying that they have had issues with depression. So meaning that it's a key thing that as a country we cannot not talk about, and it's not something that we can hide. It's something that we need to address. What are the risk factors? What are the triggers that are affecting adolescent and young people in general? But in this context, our bias is to the adolescent girls and young women, because that's the context that we're implementing the DREAMS program. But that doesn't mean that it can't help also adolescent boys and young men. So far we've been able to give education, the psychoeducation, to about over 3,000 adolescent girls, just in their different safe spaces, where we talk about depression, what are the signs of depression, what are the triggers of depression, how do you maybe know that you're depressed, and where can you access services. And with this, through this we have worked with different mechanisms. We have worked with the county government just to be able to ensure there's linkage to services for those that are able to, maybe for those that are assessed and have suicidal thoughts, or just they need support beyond what we can be able to offer. And so far we've been able to have about 1,200 adolescent girls and young women who have been depressed, and they have been put into therapy sessions, and they are now almost coming to the last session of the therapy, and we have seen significant changes from where they were by just administering the PHQ-9, where were they at the beginning, and where were they at the mid-range, and where we are seeing them at the end range. And we are looking forward to having more resilient girls in that. So that has been our success, and we continue to work with the county government, with the link facilities that are within us, just to ensure that any girl that require further treatment, that require further counseling sessions, they're able to get in our health facilities and in other facilities that they can be able to be helped with.
With the sessions coming to a termination phase, the beneficiaries had a lot to say about the impact of IPTG in their emotional well-being, proving that IPTG is effective and necessary for all people.
I tried to kill myself for 4 times, but vile imenisaidia juu nivo my teacher akuja kutusomesha, I planned to save myself the next day, but yenyewe imenisaidia na imenisaidia kujiepuka na hizi stress juu everybody kukuwa na depression. Niliopen up kwa huyu mwalimu, alikuwa lovely sana. Sijui ni nini ilikuja nikamtrust juu hii mambo singeweza kuambia mwingine. Nilijipata tu nishamwambia, akaniambia lazima ukue kwa klasi yangu ndivyo to share these problems that niko nazo.
Before tuanze, we were asked if nishaipata depression. Since I didn't know what depression was, nilisema no at first, and kama nishai kuwa na suicidal thoughts, yes, I've had several, na nimejaribu kujiua. When tulianza classes, I met most of the people. Yes, tulijuana at that time, the process, we get to know one another, and those sharing our stories, nikajua, yes, kuna watu wanapitia more things and problems mingi kuniliko, and I respect that. And also kuna wenye napitia mambo mingi kuwaliko, I also respect that. It made me accept myself by who I am. Niache kufikiria suicidal thoughts, because now I know what other people wanapitia, na kwenye niko nashukuru Mungu. Also, through sharing our stories, tulikuwa tunapeana solutions among ourselves. Now, kuna wenye nilipea solutions at the next class, wakasema, I said this and this, and I tried this and this, and it worked. Through that, nimeanza kujua kwa the solution that I think of na zenye naweza fanya zinaweza work.
Sasa nimepitia mambo mingi sana. And wakati nilikuwa tunakuja tunashare na our mentor, I was feeling well. Kwa sikia kama hiyo uzito imeniondokea. Secondly, sasa tuseme kama shule siperform vizuri juu ya kufikiria mambo ya home. Nafikiria babangu venye anasikia uzito, our siblings. Sasa hadi asikia tu ni kama tu unaheri mtu Mungu akuja kuchukue. Lakini nikikuja huku nikiongea na mentor na nikishare na wale friends wengine, nasikia vizuri sasa. Sikuwa nabeba vitu uzito hivyo. Tena uko wewe unashare na watu. Tena uko na confidence. You are able to share with people. Usikae peke yako hivyo.
Na tunashukuru kuhusu hii masomo ya IPTG juu inasaidia watoto. Kama watoto walikuwa na mambo yenye wanashindwa kama wako na shida wanashindwa kushare na mtu. Sasa nafurahia juu tunaongea na msichana, hakuna mambo yenye hata mambo mingi. Sasa huwa ananiambia tushare na yeye, akifikiria kitu anakuja ananiongelesha kama mzazi, na mimi tunashare na yeye. Kwa hivyo nafurahia juu amefunguka. Pia hata kwa masomo yake sasa ananiambia, hata kwa mtihani alikuwa chini, na wanafunzwa vile sasa vile wataendelesha masomo, na mtoto hata kwa mtihani yake sasa anaendelea vizuri, na anafurahia sana.
IPTG imekuwa maana kwangu. Nikikuwa hapa, there's some things zilikuwa zinanisumbua. For example, mi nimeolewa, kuna bwana na mtoto. So kilikuwa kinanisumbua sana, tulikuwa tunasumbuana sana na bwanangu juu ya mtoto. The kid alinioa nikiwa na mimba. So mtoto si wake. We used to fight a lot, tunasumbuana sana na yeye. And when I kuja hapa nikapata tu mentor, nikaji-express. By the way, this was my first time to express, to tell people how I feel and who am I. Sometimes we struggle na vitu zenye zinatufanyikia, what we are. Then nikapata chance ya kuongea na yeye, and alinisaidia. Akaniambia what to do and what not to do. So I can encourage that IPTG ni mzuri juu sahi. Imenisaidia by the way juu sahi I can able to express, na sina ile anxiety. Nawezaambia mtu akinikosea nitaweza kumwambia. Na kama kuna kitu inanifanyikia, I can able to share with others. Ambia nini inanisumbua na waweze kunisaidia. Sahi tunaongea, at least I can talk to him. Naweza muongelesha vizuri kama simwambii vitu mbaya. Ako sorry by the way. Sahi ananiongelesha tu poa, na ako ready to take the child, na pia take back.
So the changes I discovered in these girls after they have shared their stories and experience, like they are now able to communicate with other people. I had so many cases of GBV. Yeah, some girls wanted to kill themselves, but after the therapy it has really helped them because now they're able to communicate with their fellow members. They're able to socialize, accept themselves for who they are.
Okay, one of the changes that I have noticed is that I can just give a story of an AGYW. The first day when we met, I met her, she had lost hope, 100%, and even she had suicidal thoughts. And her story was very emotional. She gave birth to her kid when she was 16. And the father of the kid was her real uncle, brother to her mother. And while she was giving her stories, she told me that she had tried to kill her baby like 10 times, but God is good. Every time she tried, she failed. Now she had come to a point where she tried to kill the baby and herself because she thought she had failed, and her grandmother and her uncles and aunties used to blame her that she's the one who seduced the uncle until she came to get pregnant. I enrolled her into my group, IPTG group, and we started well. Though at first and second sessions, she refused to share her story, but the third session, she had a girl giving her story, and she agreed to give her story. And from the time she shared her story, she started changing, and I noticed that she could start telling her baby that, my son, I love you, and that thing gave me hope, and I knew that IPTG is working. As I talk right now, she's going through counseling with a psychologist, and yesterday I talked to her, I visited her, and she was very happy. She told me that she will never again try to commit suicide. She will not again try to show her baby that she don't want her, and I'm happy, and I know that as a facilitator there is something that I did during those 8 weeks.
I think talking to them through group therapy will be important to them because mental health is as important as the physical health, and it's part of empowering our girls. So as a mentor and having been implementing this IPTG, my role has been working through them, working with them through those stages, what they are going through, listening to them, moderating the sessions, and making sure, doing my best to make sure at least the girl is helped. And at the termination phase, so that I can make sure there is impact. Something is happening about their mental health, and now it has just changed to the best. And that gives me fulfillment from the success stories that I've got so far.
And as we talk today, groups have terminated, completing series of sessions. And as we talk, I'm happy to report that they are reporting improvement. Someone who identified with symptoms of depression like sadness, like extreme sadness, loss of interest, those who had sleep problems, feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, and sometimes someone who is depressed presents with suicidal thoughts. I'm happy to report that by the end of the 8 weeks, they have been able to cope, learn coping skills which have helped them to resolve their triggers of depression. And as we talk, they are celebrating having been able to learn a few skills that are helping them to feel better and also get along with life stressors.
The mentors have learned quite a lot in IPTG, and because of that they've been able to provide quality services to the young people, and we've registered success stories like from improvement in grades. Girls have improved their grades. We had one parent sharing about the success of her daughter, how she's performing better in school. Then others have been able to make friends from the group Some of the girls joined these groups when they were very shy, they couldn't express themselves. But right now they are very expressive, they are able to share, they were quiet. Others have been able to work on their relationships with their parents, siblings and friends. So we see quite a number of successes that we've registered due to IPTG implementation, and we are looking forward to others.
I would like IPTG to cut across all the ages, as from 10 to 24 years. Because as I was doing assessment, pre-assessment, I realized that so many girls from 10 years, they are going through a lot, through a lot of GBV. Like example, we went to a village called Tora. We could not handle those girls from 10 years since the program was reading from 13 years. So we left them out, but for sure they are going through a lot. They are going through a lot of gender-based violence, and they can really speak it out if given a chance. I would also recommend that in the next cycle, we also handle parents. We synthesize the parents so that they can know what is going on, because sometimes a child may come with gender-based violence and maybe is being abused by the people that she is living with. If they are not educated and they don't know what the girl is going about, the girl will still go back to the same community and the GBV will still continue.
To support the IPTG Clarion, the BT project celebrated World Mental Health Day with the Dream Girls from Gashororo side, where some of the mental health champions advocated for mental health as a universal human right. The event was colorful since the girls were sensitized on depression, mental health, and several ways that they can seek therapy when overwhelmed with emotions.
So depression maze ni stuff ingine ngumu, ikikupata inaweza kuweka pabaya, like situation mbaya.
So today being the World Mental Health Day, and leo nimejifunza mental health illnesses. Kitu ingine pia nimelearn leo ni what I can do to prevent myself from going through those mental health illnesses. Kwanza tumeambiwa that kuna therapy yenye mtu ana undergo which consists of talks, of which pia mimi mwenyewe nime undergo that, na inasaidia mtu sana. For instance, in my case, nilikuwa boarding Chania Girls, and venye nilitolewa huko nikaletwa day school, that was a life change. So ilini affect mimi. Sasa nikaona kwa nini mimi nitolewe boarding niletwe day school. I started blaming myself, and I found myself in that state of depression. So when I underwent that therapy, nika learn how to overcome that, and I came back to myself. I was able to regain my normality.
And today, as we are marking World Mental Health Day, we were doing a sensitization where we had 150 girls show up for the forum, where we had our mentors create awareness on what is mental health, and so that's why we saw the need to be able to create awareness today and talk to the girls about mental health, because it's becoming it's a global issue currently. We had 150 girls attend the forum today for the mental health awareness forum. So the facilitators are able to define mental health and also teach the girls what are the triggers for mental health, whereby they also do the pre-assessments. Those are one-on-one sessions with the girls, and be able to assess if either they could be having mental health disorders, and that's where they are put in the groups, whereby they are supported in therapy to be able to recover from whatever they are going through. From our previous classes for mental health, we've discovered that most of our girls are suffering from anxiety, some is depression. So those are some of the issues that we are currently dealing with, and that's why the girls come for mental health support
in DREAMS program. As a country where we need to support girls with mental health is because we've seen that most of the girls, when they are having mental health issues, they are not able to perform in school. Some are making some unhealthy choices in life. Some are suffering in silence. So that's why we need to treat mental health as an issue. And that's why we need to talk about mental health, to also be able to deal with the stigma that is associated with mental health currently. Because you find that most people who are suffering from mental health cannot be able to seek medical attention because of the stigma associated with mental health. So that's why we need to talk about mental health as a country and create even youth-friendly services that are to incorporate mental health as part of the youth-friendly services so that we can support the girls. Okay, I'd like to thank LVCT Health for the opportunity, for the creating even the space, giving us the support that we need, capacity building on mental health so that we can be able to help the girls in Gashororo and all the other areas that we're implementing DREAMS program. We also thank LVCT Health for partnering with Strong Minds, because it is through the Strong Minds that we've been able to incorporate mental health in our DREAMS program.
And we also would like to thank our beneficiaries, because it's because of them that we're able to give the services. If they're not there, then we do not have work. So then special thanks to our beneficiaries for coming for the session, for them saying that I want to take hold of my life and be able to become determined, resilient, empowered, free, mentored, and safe.
We believe through IPTG, many people will live a healthy mental health life and become mental health champions thanks to LVCT Health.